Hey YouTube, welcome to Trevor's Vinyl World. Today I thought it would be fun to quickly just go through and rank what my favorite Johnny Depp movies are. These are going to be based off of the order in which I would watch them. Like, in other words, how motivated would I be to rewatch them? So in other words, some of the movies that aren't going to make the top 5 might be better movies, or won more awards, but for whatever reason I'm gonna put them in the order that I would actually rewatch them. I'm just gonna set this one here, and spoiler alert, this one does not make my top 10. This was Secret Window. But anyways, boy, he has a huge filmography. But I want to say I have seen about 90% of Johnny Depp films. He is one of my favorite actors of all time. I always thought he was cool. Ever since, I remember being a little kid watching 21 Jump Street. And he did not like doing that show, but he stuck out his contract. And, you have to give Johnny Depp credit. Here's a guy from Kentucky, and, he didn't come from riches or anything. Some of these people are kind of born into the industry. Johnny Depp, maybe you don't like him as an actor, or maybe you're annoyed with him after his ugly divorce trial or whatever. But I've just always been a fan of this guy. He's hugely talented. He's also a musician. He can paint. He's definitely very, very talented. But anyways, some honorable mentions. So these are movies that did not make my top 10. But I do like them. And I'm going to start with Nightmare on Elm Street. This was, I believe, his film debut. He ends up being the kid sucked into the bed. And just didn't make my top 10. And then there's another film that is called Dead Man. And the reason this did not make my top 10 is because, honestly, I have not seen it. It's kind of like an artsy black and white film that actually sounds very interesting. And the more I read about it, maybe this would change my list and it could possibly get into my top 10. However, I do like everything in my top 10, so maybe it wouldn't. And then you got Platoon. I can handle war movies, but at the same time, there's only a few war movies that I would ever want to watch again. It's not really my thing. And I do remember him in Platoon, but at the same time, it's just not probably a film I need to see again. And then I'm going to go with Pirates of the Caribbean. I liked his character as Jack Sparrow. And here's another one. And I'm, happy for him because I think, this brought him a lot of success later on in his career. It's kind of like when I see Post Malone doing country music. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's kind of lazy. I wish, I do enjoy when Johnny Depp teams up with Tim Burton. But at the same time, I also wish he had more roles where he's just kind of the cool guy. He's always cool, but another honorable mention is this movie called Arizona Dream from 1993. Honestly, I never saw that. It is hard to come by. It is, I don't know that it's an independent film, but it's definitely one that has not lived on in rotation. If anyone has seen that, let me know in the comments what you thought of it. A movie I liked that did not make my top 10 was Cry Baby, where he plays like a greaser. That was actually pretty good. And then you got this movie here, Secret Window, which, I mean, it's all right, but I wouldn't say it was anything, you know. He's like a mystery writer, and then this guy shows up at his cabin bothering him, and it's kind of a creepy film, but at the same time, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was one of his better ones. Also, honorable mentions: Once Upon a Time in Mexico, the animated movie Corpse Bride, Ed Wood, and of course the one I already had mentioned, I think Dead Man. So, but anyways, my top 10. I'm going to get right into it. Coming in at number 10 of my favorite Johnny Depp movies, I'm going to go with Ninth Gate. This is one that a lot of people maybe have not seen, but I would definitely recommend it. He's basically a book dealer, and then he comes across these books where you can like conjure up the spirit of Satan. Yikes. And then number 9, some people might think this is kind of a cheesy movie, but I always liked it. It was Don Juan DeMarco, where he is like the famous Don Juan, and he can romance women. It's like perfect for Johnny Depp. I mean, it just he played the role really well. And then number 8, I'm gonna go with What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I had to put this in my top 10. Just a classic film from the 90s. I want to say 93. You got Leonardo DiCaprio. You got Johnny Depp. You got the girl from Natural Born Killers, whose name is now escaping me. But just What's Eating Gilbert Grape is such a classic. I had to have it in my top 10. I always like the guy that owns the funeral parlor. Number 7, I'm going to go with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Just a classic. Some people will probably put this higher. I think after about the first hour, it starts to get a little, like you get stressed out just watching it. Number 6, maybe some people have not seen this, but there is a movie with Johnny Depp called Dark Shadows that I believe is also a Tim Burton one. Him and Tim Burton teamed up, I think, 8 times, and this one I thought was really good. Check out Dark Shadows. And then number 5, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. This is another one that going into it, I definitely had no expectations that it was going to be good, and it's really good. And then, of course, number 4, I got Edward Scissorhands. I've always loved this movie. I would love to have a t-shirt of this. I would still love to have a poster. Edward Scissorhands was just so cool. I think Johnny Depp really hated doing 21 Jump Street. And when he was able to end up doing films like this, I think that's when his career, he really started to enjoy his career. And very happy for him that he ended up being an artist that got to do things that he loved. Coming in number 3, I'm going to go Benny and June. This is a film where Johnny Depp is just doing everything from acting like Charlie Chaplin, just kind of being a little crazy, but I always enjoyed Benny and June. Number 2, Donnie Brasco. I could watch, that for days. I just always loved him in this mobster movie. And number 1, I got Blow, where he's the drug dealer. And you got Pee Wee Herman in there. You gotta love Blow. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And then just for fun, here is a Winona Ryder movie. At one point, Johnny Depp was married to Winona Ryder. And then we got Desperado here. Of course, Johnny Depp was in the one of the sequels, Once Upon a Time in Mexico. So hope everyone is doing well, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and talk at you later.